Remember how a few seconds ago I told you to remember Goku doing this to Piccolo? That's because 10 chapters later, he does the same thing to Raditz. Only this time he stole a page out of Piccolo's book. He had his Kamehameha chase Raditz around till it hit him. Then after Vegeta and Nappa arrive on Earth, Yamcha clobbered a Saibai-Man with one. This is the first occasion where someone doesn't actually scream the Kamehameha part, he just makes the hand gesture at it. And there's going to be a few times, a lot of times actually, where this happens throughout the series. So look forward to that. A few chapters later, Kuririn gets his 5th on the board when he hit Nappa with one after Gohan chickened out. And then he still missed. Like, bro. And then Goku fires one at point blank range at Nappa when he arrives after Piccolo dies. And then we got the greatest Kamehameha ever by Goku. It's the one against Vegeta's Gallic Gun, Kaioken ×4. He launches that from chapters 231 to 232. And this Kamehameha was so awesome, we didn't see another one until chapter 270. I was actually starting to get a little worried that I missed one from like chapters 231 to 270. But if I did, someone in there can go and correct me. You won't, because I didn't miss anything. It was mostly just Genki Dama's, Gohan becoming a great ape, them traveling to Namek, and Gohan and Kuririn kind of snuck around on Namek for like a huge chunk of it till the Ginyu arrived. And so there wasn't really much action going on. Well, there was a lot of action. It just wasn't a lot of Kamehameha action until the Ginyus arrived. And that's when things started, revving back up again. But with that, we have the 7th arc coming to a close, and the total jumped up to 44. The Muten Roshi / Jackie still at 6 and will remain that way. Goku at 29 with 5 teases. Grandpa Gohan at 1. Yamcha at 2 now. Kuririn at 5 and Tenshinhan at 1. Now we're on to the Namek arc. Chapter 270, like I said again, was the next time we saw Kamehameha. And we'd see 7. Goku fired off at least 7 rapid-fire Kamehamehas while training in the ship. Then we get another tease. Chapters 273 to 274. It's Kuririn. He looks as if he's blasting one here. He doesn't actually say it, but I'm going to count it because his hands are in the position. Why else would his hands be in that position? I'm going to count it. And then chapter 305 is when we see the next one. So that's when they're fighting Frieza. And it's Kuririn who launches his first Kamehameha at Frieza. He is the first character to blow a Kamehameha at Frieza. I guess blow is the wrong word to use there. Fire a Kamehameha at Frieza. Chapter 309. There's 2 in this one. Goku hit one at Frieza from underwater, and then he hit another one at Frieza from underwater. This was another inventive Kamehameha from Goku. Although it was in his head, this may well be the first time someone mind read the Kamehameha. You know what I'm saying? And then chapters 313 to 314, Goku finally screams one for the first time in a while going Kaioken ×20. He hits Frieza with one and only bruises his hand. Chapter 316, Kuririn launches a Kamehameha at Frieza after he gave his energy to Piccolo. Then we got another tease. Again, chapter 319 to 320. Goku gets his hands into position to hit Frieza until Frieza fires the blast that eventually destroyed Namek and Goku let go of his. And then the last one of Planet Namek came in chapter 322 and went over to 323. And Goku finally launched the Kamehameha at Frieza after his transformation. That's the first one anyone ever does as Super Saiyan. Came roundabout. And so this arc ended with 50 total by the end of it. So now we're at 50 total in the entire series. The Muten Roshi had, of course, 6. Goku with 33 and 6 teases now. Grandpa Gohan with 1. Yamcha with 2. Kuririn has 7 now and 1 tease, and then Tenshinhan still has 1. Alright, the 9th arc of the series. I was expecting way more in this arc because right now the total's at 50. And I remember hearing from, I think it was some website that mentioned that Goku launched the Kamehameha about 97 times in Dragon Ball. I think throughout Dragon Ball Z and GT. So I was expecting way more here, but obviously that's from the anime, so it's not going to really count for the manga, but I was still expecting a lot more than what we got. We still got a fairly decent amount, but not as much as I thought we'd have. Because, we got Cell, we got all these androids who can bust out Kamehamehas, and the characters, Gohan doing it. So, anyway, chapter 341 is when we get our first one, and it's Goku. He hit number 19 with one. And then we blast into a tease. Chapter 342, Goku stopped by Piccolo. Why would you stop him? Alright, chapter 362 to 363. Because Piccolo stopped Goku, Cell was pissed off by that, so he threw in at Piccolo. Chapter 397, this is Goku's fight against Perfect Cell, and he threw in at Cell. And this is part of the reason why there wasn't a lot of Kamehamehas. Well, there wasn't as many as I wanted to believe there was in this arc. That's because Goku was out for most of it. Like, he was just gone for the whole second act, which is the entire series after the Demon King Piccolo arc. But here, he's not even training. He's just writhing in pain. Chapter 399, Cell hits Goku. He gives him a receipt. And then chapter 400, Goku hit a fan favorite. He teleported with this one and smashed Cell in the face. That Kamehameha bleeds into chapter 401. Then there's two Kamehamehas in chapter 410. Cell launched one at full power at Gohan. And then Gohan, the most alpha Kamehameha probably on this list, launched an even stronger one at Cell, and it wrecked him. Sent him into space, and it probably killed another alien planet. And then chapters 414 to 15, Cell fired a Kamehameha to destroy Earth. In chapter 415, Gohan fired his greatest Kamehameha right back at Cell. And you know what? Scratch that. This is actually the most alpha Kamehameha. Then to end the arc, we got another tease. It's chapter 420. Cell charged the Kamehameha, but Trunks wasn't having none of that crap, and he killed him like nothing. So after this arc, we're left with 59 total on the series. The Muten Roshi at 6, Goku at 36 plus 7 teases, Grandpa Gohan at 1, Yamcha at 2, Kuririn at 7 plus 1 tease, Tenshinhan at 1, and Cell at 4 with 1 tease. And we got Gohan to the list. This is funny. He didn't launch a Kamehameha until this arc. And Gohan's at 2 now. Wow. You learn something new every day. Well, maybe not in the anime. He might have launched a Kamehameha at Frieza 1 or 2 times. And finally, the final story arc of Dragon Ball, Majin Buu. I was expecting a lot of Kamehamehas from this arc as well, because, well, Goten, Gohan, and Goku are pretty active in this arc, and also Majin Buu likes to launch the Kamehameha himself. But what we got was really the same as the Cell arc. So chapter 434, it's Goten who starts us off. He performs the Kamehameha on Trunks and misses wildly. That was the funniest Kamehameha. The freaking Kamehameha. This was one of the biggest reasons why I made this video. It's because I wanted to look at all the different Kamehamehas in the series. And then we don't see another Kamehameha until chapter 460. It's Gohan. He fired the Kamehameha at Majin Buu's egg. And then 15 chapters later, Goku as SS3 launched a Kamehameha at Majin Buu. So that's the first one he did as SS3. So now we got every Super Saiyan transformation launching a Kamehameha with this one. Chapter 475, Majin Buu hits one right back at Goku. Then we get another tease. Chapter 495. So we skip 20 chapters later, and it's Gotenks. He tries to hit one, but obviously this is the one where he depowers and then eventually unfuses. And then 5 chapters later, it's Buu with Gotenks absorbed. He fired one at Gohan, but he missed. There's not many misses with this move. Not many characters really. This move really hits the target a lot. 10 chapters later, though, SS3 Goku again. He starts the fight right out the gate. Boom, hits Majin Buu with the Kamehameha and incinerates him. Chapter 510, Majin Buu again repays the favor. And then later in that chapter, Goku pays him right back. Chapter 516, the final Kamehameha of the series. You won't believe this. It's Majin Buu. He launched a futile Kamehameha at the Genki Dama, and that was the final Kamehameha of Dragon Ball. So you know that could only mean the next video is every Genki Dama in the series. And unlike the Kamehameha, I can actually make a video of the anime, because there's not as many. I can make one of the movies and GT and Super as well. So that's what I'm going to do. The next video is going to be every Genki Dama in the series, and I'm going to include the movies and GT and Super. It's going to be a blast, pun intended. So we round out this final arc and all of Dragon Ball, the 10th arc of the series, with 68 total Kamehamehas, 9 total teases, plus 1 title page tease. So that's 10 teases total, 78 total. Either somebody put a hand gesture up or said it or something like that. 78 total. We got the Muten Roshi at 6, Goku at 39 with 6 teases, plus the chapter 107 title page, Grandpa Gohan at 1, Yamcha at 2, Kuririn at 7, plus 1 tease, Tenshinhan at 1, Cell at 4, plus 1 tease, Gohan at 3, Goten at 1, Gotenks at 1 tease, and then Majin Buu hit 4. And he also hit the final one of the series. This would sound alright until you realize that I didn't actually include the other 6 Kamehamehas that Goku fired at himself while training to go to Namek. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that he fired 7, but I only counted 1. So that takes the total up to 75. And instead of Goku only firing 39, he actually fired 46. So it's almost half of what he fires in the anime if that number 97 is actually correct. But remember that it's 75 now, so I'm going to retroactively put a 75 there. Another funny stat is, you would think Goku would be the last one to hit the Kamehameha, but it's funny, he doesn't even hit the first one. So the first one's hit by Kame Sennin, and the last one's hit by Majin Buu. It's funny how things work. We have 2 villains fired off the Kamehameha, more times than many of these characters in the series actually did. Majin Buu and Cell both hit the Kamehameha 4 times. That's more than Yamcha, Tenshinhan, Gohan, and Goten. Gohan is closest at 3. Goten only hit 1, Yamcha hit 2. But Kuririn, or Krillin, came in 2nd place at 7, and then Kame Sennin came in 3rd at 6. And he didn't launch a Kamehameha after the 22nd tournament. That was the final one he hit, and he still fired off 6 of them. So the Muten Roshi, Kame Sennin, known for creating the Kamehameha itself, didn't launch a single Kamehameha throughout the entire Dragon Ball Z portion of the story, at least in the manga. He did launch one in movie 2 with Goku and Kuririn, but that's not in the manga. And lastly, the story arc containing the greatest number of Kamehamehas would be the Frieza arc. There's 14 total, coming from 2 characters, Goku and Kuririn, or Krillin. Goku hit 12 of them, and Kuririn or Krillin only had 2. But there is a close second with way more variety, and that would be the 22nd tournament. There's 10 total with 1 tease, coming from 5 different characters, including Yamcha, Kuririn, Goku, Tenshinhan, and the Muten Roshi. And a close third would be Red Ribbon Army arc, where Goku had damn near all of them. Anyway, the next video is going to be on the Genki Dama, aka the Spirit Bomb. It actually translates to the Spirit Ball, but I'll explain more of that in the next video. I think Spirit Bomb actually sounds way cooler though. But there you go. Every Kamehameha in Dragon Ball ever.